on the next super review, unless you're here live, in which case hang out, we'll type a chat. Hello, how's it going? Let me catch up with live chat, and I apologize if this is somewhat of a short live stream, but yeah, I don't know. What maybe we'll start this off with a question again. Closed back monitors. I mentioned a number of them. We covered 3 different closed back monitors here, but there's others. Again, the Sony MDR V6 or the 7506. Is that kind of exactly the same headphone? I don't have that one here on hand to compare. Personally, not a big fan of that one either, but I am curious for folks that are watching the stream now, of these headphones, maybe even like the Audio Technica M50X. Does that count as a closed back studio monitor? Are any of these headphones that you use, and how do you feel about them? Am I being too harsh on closed back studio monitors? I feel like they don't have to be bad. Like, someone's going to do a closed back studio monitor that I'm going to love. I don't know. Maybe, actually, here's a question. Does someone have an idea of a closed back studio monitor that you think that I would love? Like, how much do you have to spend for a closed back studio sounding headphone with good technical performance? I haven't encountered it yet. Have you? All right, let me catch up with live chat. Pedro Costalines. You know what? Let me put on my glasses. Let's not pretend I'm not getting old. Pedro Costalines asking, coming from Discord. Hey, welcome from Discord. And in fact, yeah, I guess a reminder, if you're not already in the Discord server, I do have that linked in the description. That is a really good place to carry on the conversation beyond the live stream, but also get alerted, because YouTube does not always do a reliable job of alerting you. And Discord's pretty good at alerting you when I go live. Rob Hawk saying, in Austria, no one can hear you yodel. I bet that's not true. I bet they can hear, and they'd probably, I don't know. They'd probably be judgmental. What's up, Adrian? How you doing? That's a weird looking Blessing 3. Yeah, I know. I know you guys want me to review the Moondrop Blessing 3. In fact, I'm looking around here on my table. I don't even have the Blessing 3 on my table. I do have the Blessing 2 and the Blessing 2 Dusk, because these things are out for comparisons. But the Blessing 3 is out in the living room because I was listening to it earlier today, and that review will be coming soon. Maybe even this weekend, you know? I didn't even think about that before right this moment, but I think this weekend I can review the Blessing 3. If you really think I should, you let me know. DNTR, how you doing, sir? A dab to you, saying good day, fellow audio enthusiasts. Hello, fellow children. Zest Defender, indeed it is a weird looking Blessing 3. Yeah, okay. I should review the Blessing 3. Wars saying former AKG dudes, so hopefully some K37 Riz remains. Oh my gosh, oh hi, Wars. You know, shout out to my friend CJ, who actually loaned me the Biodynamic DT770, and who also taught me what the heck the word Riz means. Like 4 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Before 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would have had no idea what you're talking about. But now I know, or at least I think I know. Like I said, I'm getting old. We're both old. Sup, Sanan, how you doing? Cracking up, woo, stuff to listen to while cooking. Yeah, what you cooking? Alejandro saying, isn't Austrian Audio the company founded by the engineers that were formerly in AKG before it was bought out by Samsung? I don't know that lore personally, but it sounded like somebody else was confirming that earlier. Waris was saying that too. Vitor asking, are these pads easily replaceable? That's a good question. I know that the pads on AKG are very easily replaceable, right? You can just pull them out right here and you can see that Like it's a pretty simple mechanism. The biodynamic pads, I'll be honest, I have not pulled on these, but I know, oh yeah, that looks like it's a very simple mechanism. It just wraps around the outside of the cup there. And these, I assume, are replaceable. But what I will say is that I've tugged on them, and it's not obvious to me how they disconnect. And frankly, I don't know. Okay, peering down in there, let's see, can you see that? No. It looks like there's a clip of some sort. So I'm guessing these things pop out and there's like a plastic ring on them. But frankly, like I'm giving it enough force right now that I would expect it to pop out. And the fact that it's not popping out makes me think that I need to look up the instructions before I do it. So I haven't actually removed the pads in this headphone myself. It does look like there is a plastic ring down there that the pad is mounted to. And so my guess is that, you see there's like a little clip there. Can you see that? Yeah, just barely. There's a little clip there. I'm guessing either just more force will make it come out, or taking a screwdriver and pushing that clip down would allow me to remove the pads. But again, haven't done it myself. I apologize. I ain't got the guts. Rob Hawk saying that one-sided cables tend to lack bilateral symmetry. I mean, I think by definition, that's true. Interesting note that actually all three of these headphones have single-sided entry on the cable. This one, I don't have the cable attached, but it comes in on one side as well. Yeah, that must have some sort of benefits for being in a studio environment. Probably you just don't want so many cables dangling around you. You know, it did not really stand out in use, if I'm honest though. Vitor Machado correctly predicting 3 stars. Yeah, it is a decent headphone. I would not steer anyone away from this headphone if they had their heart set on it, but it is not quite a headphone that excites me, I suppose. Zest Defender saying nice watch. You talking about this bad Mama Jamma? This is a Pebble 2. This watch came out, this is a smartwatch that came out in 2016. And this is using a watch face that I actually designed and built with a friend. So if you have a Pebble 2 out there, look for Crystal Fit. You can have a piece of me on your wrist. VXA saying, we need to get you a new headband on the AKG K371. We need to, what are you referring to there? Is there something wrong with the headband on my K371? Because this is a pretty typical K371 headband as far as I can tell. Is there an update to it? Did they change it? What are you talking about, VX Ace? I didn't demonstrate, but this is how it folds up. Vitor saying somehow Biodynamic managed to make the best looking ones. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. The Biodynamic look for a long time I did not like. I don't know if I'd still say that I like it, but there is something kind of classic looking about it, at least. It does have that going for it. It's just like, you know, why didn't I like it? You know what? I think because I actually do really like the look of my Biodynamic DT900 Pro. I think the visual on the Biodynamics that I never really loved is the ruffling. You see how the pads have kind of got this like this ruffling to it? And then even here up on the headband pad, it's got this ruffling. It just looks kind of fuddy-duddy, I suppose. It just looks a little bit old and like, I don't know. I've got, obviously not allergic to old looking headphones. I love the Porta Pro. I love my HD 600s in marble countertop look. But there's just something like your grandparents' headphone or something that this looks like. And because of that, and maybe because these pads are light colored, I've seen these like just kind of gross and disgusting looking, that when they get well used in a studio environment, I have seen that. And I don't know, sort of that visual has just kind of always steered me away from the Biodynamic headphones until the DT990 Pro, which, hold on real quick. Grab it without falling out of my chair. Here is the Biodynamic DT900 Pro, which I think in contrast is a much better looking headphone. It's sleeker. It doesn't have ruffles. It looks more modern, and guess I'm a sucker for that. This is also a better headphone in my opinion. Yeah, I still really like this headphone. I think it's underrated headphone actually. Let's see, should we make this the DT900 Pro X Hour? I mean, its biggest problem is that it's not that much cheaper than a Sennheiser HD600, and the HD600 is the better headphone. But nonetheless, I do like this headphone quite a bit. In fact, I might even take it over an HD650, which seems kind of weird given how close the 600 and the 650 are, but I don't know. I just, the tonal balance on this is really good. The bass extension is really, really good. And I think the technical performance is solid. It's solid. You know, it's a $260 headphone. Not going to blow you away. It's not going to compete with something like an Odyssey planar or anything like that, but oh, it's got that body behind it, which again, a lot of those like technical performing planars can sound a little bit on the thin and lifeless side, whereas the 900 Pro X it's good. It's good. Rafael asking, where is Blessing 3? It's coming. It's coming. I don't have the review yet. I actually just got the Blessing 3 in about a week ago. And then over the weekend, I was out of town. So I've been putting a lot of ear time on the Blessing 3. And I think I will be ready to review it this weekend. So schedule permitting, look forward to that, but no promises. Pliedka saying, if it beats the M50X, the DT700X, and similar closed cans, they have half the job done. In general, staging, separation, resolution usually sucks on closed backs. Yeah, so I haven't heard the DT700X, right? Here, obviously, I've got the DT770, which is their older closed back headphone, but they do have a newer closed back headphone in the same style as the 900 Pro X. I haven't heard that one. So I'm not sure if like the treble is still similarly fatiguing a bit much like it is here on the 770, but I am a little bit more interested in hearing that headphone now that I've spent some time here with the 770 and just kind of found that the technical performance on this is better than average closed back headphones. Tyler Martin saying, hey, KSC 75 plus 3M earmuffs, there's your closed backs. You know, I have a feeling it would probably change the sound of the KSC 75, but I haven't tried it, so I can't say. I can't say. Sam G asking, will I be reviewing the Dunu SA6 Mark II? You know what? I'm not sure. I hope so. I reached out to my Dunu rep, I think last week, and it sounded like he was going to try and get me one, but no promises. So I'll say I don't have it here in the studio yet, so unclear. If you want a super review of the Dunu SA6 Mark II, tell Dunu that's what you want. Zest Defender and Cristiano saying, yes, Blessing 3 this weekend would be amazing. Okay, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. DNT Arc saying, in my experience, closed backs tend to be a little bit quirky when it comes to treble and upper mids. Okay, I would say the tonal balance on this one, you know, here, let's, since we are past the review part of this video, I don't mind pulling up squig.link, and I do have the graph here of actually all three of these headphones on squig.link. Let me punch over to here. And if you're not familiar with it, go to squig.link, and up here in the top, I've got a button now for headphones, which is where I've got my measurements for headphones. And the Austrian Audio Hi-X60 frequency response looks like this. All right. So I mentioned, you know, it's a little bit bright in the mid treble right here, but not overly so. It's not super aggressive. It just comes across a little bit on the forward side. And I think mostly it just kind of comes across a little bit on the thin and bodiless side, even though there's a little bit of a bump here at around 150 hertz. I think that it really does seem like most of the bass content is coming in down here. In contrast to something like the AKG K371, you can see that the K371, look at how much more bass content there is in that, how much of a warmer sound. And then you get up here to the treble frequencies, and it's a lot tamer, which contributes to just that overall kind of stuffier, boxier, muddier sound that I hear from the K371, whereas the Austrian Audio comes across a little bit thin and bodiless in contrast. So maybe the ideal would be somewhere in between. The Beyerdynamic DT770 Pro, I don't know that it's necessarily the in-between that I'm talking about. You can see that this bass bump right here contributes a lot to, well, actually, it feels honestly like the bass is more mid-bassy than this necessarily represents, but you definitely feel more bass impact from this bass curve versus sort of like this concave bass curve. Maybe that's some new terminology we should start coining, as like concave versus convex bass curve. This convex bass curve gives you that physicality and punch behind it, whereas a concave bass curve gives you that deep rumble, but not much in terms of body. And then up here, I don't know. I don't want to over-diagnose based on a frequency response graph, but maybe it's this big spike here in the treble that is causing the fatigue for me. I don't know. But nonetheless, I did find that the Beyerdynamic was the more fatiguing of the headphones here. Still listenable though, and definitely the most engaging to listen to. But that is your Austrian Audio Hi-X60 frequency response tour. Ooh, Rob Hawk, you're getting the SA6 Mark II. Okay, very interested to hear what you think about that one. I forget, did you get a Supernova? Because you should get a Supernova. VX8 saying, I've been working on a new headband for the K371 that'll make it more durable and comfortable. Interesting. Is that with a 3D printed headphone? Or sorry, a 3D printed headband that's more durable than this one? Because again, I have heard that people have had issues with the build quality and the durability on the K371. Maybe it's just because I don't love this headphone. I don't use it that much. That I have not encountered those issues, but the build's been solid on mine. Yeah, I really don't have any complaints about it. Carl Schmiel saying, ew, DT770. And I mean, to be honest, like, I don't know. I don't love any of these headphones. Of the three on here, I would say the DT770 is probably the most enjoyable to listen to, even though the tonal balance here would be my preference, but the technical performance here is a little bit more, well, quite a bit more engaging. And I index high on needing that engagement factor. Gur3 saying, Dakoni headband cushions and ear pads on one of my DT770s make it look cool. Custom cans, mods, improve performance. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious also from folks that maybe have more familiarity or just use more hours on a DT770. Does breaking in the pads, wearing them in, and making them a little bit more compressy, does that help with the treble fatigue? Because again, I felt like when I put this on my head, a little bit sharp and fatiguing. If I did this to kind of like simulate worn in pads, it would significantly warm up the sound, but also still preserve most of that technical difference. Rob Hawk saying, Focal Radiance will win the closed bag beauty contest every time. Yeah, I don't know that have I heard it? I probably listened to it briefly at CanJam, but I don't remember anything about it, if I'm honest. But I don't believe that's a neutral tune, is it? What's up, Tyler? How you doing? Tyler's Eclectic saying, but does it have a hi-fi placebo sticker on it? No, the box does not have. Let me reach down here and confirm. Such a long reach to the floor. There's no high-res stickers on this thing. It is normal resolution stickers. In fact, let's look at the claims here on the back of the box. Please make room for me. The frequency range, 5 hertz to 28,000 hertz. I think that does not qualify for high-res placebo. Yeah, I guess I didn't talk much about sensitivity. All three of these headphones drive really easy off my MacBook, so I don't think that'll be an issue for anybody. But yeah, I guess there's not much in terms of audio specs there. So I guess, I don't know, what would I expect to see that would make it high res? It's pretty much all about the frequency response range. And can your headphone produce sounds that only your dog can hear? That's what it takes to get a high res placebo sticker on it. VX Ace saying it's not placebo. It's really happening in your head. What's happening in my head? Carl Schmiel asking, have I tried the Meze 109? Yeah, I actually did a review of the Meze 109 Pro. In fact, because we're doing show and tell, and I don't have a ton to talk about this Austrian Audio, I'll pull in the Meze 109 Pro. This is another headphone that I actually found the treble to be pretty fatiguing on, to be honest. As much as I wanted to love this headphone, because just look at it. Like build quality, form factor, fit. This is pretty ideal for me. Sound signature was not bad on it, but I think, what did I give it? I think this was a 3-star headphone for me. I mean, I would take this over the Austrian Audio K371 or K371 Hi-X60, but it's an open back headphone, so it's got an advantage there. Oh, it's your personal favorite. So yeah, I would be interested in hearing. Watch my review. You tell me what I got wrong. All right, folks, I mentioned this would be a short live stream. I think we're approaching the end. Thank you all for the conversation, for the questions, and asking me about the Moondrop Blessing 3. That review will be coming soon. I'm not going to promise this weekend, but I will definitely try to do it this weekend. I think there's a pretty good chance. I don't got too much going on. My Friday's busy. My Saturday and Sunday should be open, so we'll try and make it happen. Again, if you're not already part of the Discord, join the Discord, which I've got linked in the description down below. That'll be the best way to find out about the status of the Moondrop Blessing 3 review. And I guess until then, I'll catch you later. Have a good week. Cheers.